welcome back to
Alright.
the second half of Faded World's Changeling The Lost. So, we're in the middle of a seduction of sorts.
We are. We were talking while you were gone as well that due to their critical fail, they are under the swooned condition. This Rachel, she is swooning quite palpably um, in your general direction. Calypso is sort of like going up to kind of go, um, and so you guys are kind of at almost a fork in the road. Um, but if you would like to try a seduction roll first page, or if you'd like to try and like frame what you'd like to do.
I guess, do you think that getting this person to take me home with them for the night is is something that would only take a single roll, or do you think that would be more of a social maneuver?
I would say just because of the timing, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of like if it was nighttime and it was like time to be going home to bed anyway, I think it would be wrong roll. You could like do like my number, your number. Let's You could set up like a date with one roll.
Hmm. Yeah, well, I'm okay doing the social maneuver thing, uh, but I guess since that does take a little bit more mechanical weight, maybe we see what the others are up to before we start that.
Um, I think what I'm up to is I have these these flowers now, and like so I'm gonna I think like Xander and like me and are still sitting for now. So like I'm just gonna speak up and say uh if any of us were hunting each other, we would have already been caught. It would be best to build some trust. And like I like offer the flower, and it's like you can have this uh, if you call me
And who are you offering it to?
to Alexander.
Oh, well, that is not exactly my favorite flavor, but yes, I see the utility of maintaining contact with others who have, it appears, escaped at the same time. I, I will call.
And I'm going to be following sorry, what was the name again? The one who's going
Calypso?
to have some accommodations.
Yeah, Calypso.
Eclipse, yeah, yeah, Eclipse. So, but, so I like stand up to go, and but I go and do the same thing essentially with to Paige. So like I'm kind of
Did
like
you
just appearing mid your conversation with this other person, right? And I'm just like it's like it would be a good thing to build trust. The You can have this, and like I try to like offer the other of the flowers that I made if you call me.
mhm. Like, uh, yes, of course. Do I have your number?
Oh, yeah. Do the
I don't
phones
know,
have each
actually.
other's numbers?
No, you guys can.
Yeah, we can change them. So I'm also a notary, so both of these like pledges get sealed essentially, because I can do that without glamour. Um,
Uh, just a regular ceiling, but for free.
yeah,
I'm gonna spend a glamour to counter it.
okay.
I won't. I made a promise.
And I assume that as a notary, well, you're a new changeling, but the so maybe you don't know this yet, and maybe I don't either, and I'm just sort of instinctively. But in the book, it does say like sealing and counter unsealing contract, just regular things we say in changeling society is generally viewed as not like neither one is considered hostile. It's like sealing isn't necessarily saying, oh, I don't expect you to not follow up, so I'm going to make you. It's like saying, it's like a way of saying, no, this is important, you better follow up. And countering isn't necessarily saying, oh, I don't intend on following up. It's just saying, I don't want to be magically compulsed.
Yeah, sure. And
So.
and I think just like specifically because it's mm, a part of what she is now. Like she doesn't have any particular sort of coercive thing in mind here as she like seals these. It's just she's pretty much doing it
She's just like doing it out of
instinctively.
habit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so and yeah, and I suppose like I would exchange numbers here then.
Yeah. I will do that thing in the universe.
Yep. I will as well. And
Yeah.
then
I kind of like I imagine it kind of happens like at the same time as I asked, like because I just didn't think about it, but I think I would have, right? So
yeah, she would have. Yeah, and once that's done, I turn back to this lady that I've been like fluttering my eyelashes at. Just like, apologies, my new friend wanted to be able to stay in contact, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm Rachel. By the way, nice to meet you.
I nod and uh, probably offer a hand. I'm like, Paige.
She kind of like tilts her head and frowns a bit and kind of like gingerly takes your hand and kind of like perfunctorily shakes it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How upfront? What the fuck? Let's just be totally upfront. I'll be honest with you, Rachel. I seem to be lacking proper accommodations for the night. I was hoping that perhaps you might be able to assist me in that regard. Of course, I would be happy to return a favor as well.
Okay, wow, that is yes, that is upfront.
It's very forward.
So I kind of want to give you a penalty for being so brute forcey, but then she's also swooning. So I'd want to give you -2 for being super blunt and weird, but then you get +2 from her swooning over you. So if you just roll and see what
I mean,
happens.
that's fair.
Or we can try and start opening doors if you want to go down down the other social route.
I mean, I like the idea of doing a social maneuvering just so that we can have done one, sort of get used to it. I realized I've got a lot of things on my character sheet that benefit social maneuvering one way or another, so it's probably worthwhile to
Cool. Well,
make that a thing.
there are not many doors between you and her, as her stats are not great. So yeah, if you just want to roll to try and open the first door, you need two doors to basically get this. And we'll say that this door will be, say, you exchange contact details, and you're sort of on speaking terms, and that kind of thing.
If there's only two doors, I might actually, because I have this lovely merit called sympathetic. Where'd it go? Here we go. Your character has a pitiful face, a well-honed sob story, or is otherwise really good at letting others get close. At the beginning of a social maneuvering attempt, you may accept a condition such as leveraged or swooned to immediately eliminate two of the subject's doors.
Okay.
And I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to take swooned.
So you're
her.
countering her swoon with being swooned in return.
Yes, we are now mutually swooned.
Cool. Rachel is she's quite short, very thin, has quite angular features, kind of like a bird, and has like long brown dreadlocks. And she's wearing like big, heavy kind of jacket.
Cool. Sounds like we're pretty similar builds. I imagine that Paige is relatively short without being so small as to deserve the small framed merit. And definitely thin. Probably like long, flowing blonde hair, because what else would it be?
Cool. So, Rachel looks, she goes to start being like, and then she kind of like looks into like your big, sad eyes, and you see her kind of like melt a little bit, and she's like, "Oh no, no, of course, I know what it's like when you first get into Bristol. It's so hard to get your feet settled in. No, no, you can stay on the sofa. It'll be fine." Yeah, she
And
like
Paige
gives
is
you
just like,
her details.
yeah, Paige is just like genuinely like, oh, thank you. It means a lot, and I think that we'll have a really good time.
So Calypso is like, okay, great. Okay, that's yes, we're going, Rachel. So if you can stop, being you, then
As if that was in any way Rachel's fault.
we know from Calypso's point of view, Rachel came over and butted in. So. So yeah, Calypso starts attempting to kind of like cat herd you guys out of the cafe.
Yeah. I'm going along pretty meekly.
Yeah, I'll probably follow.
I'll go. I'll go as far as outside of the cafe.
Do you think that I could harvest desire off of Rachel now?
Yes, there is a palpable intent between you and her. So yes.
Awesome. Now the rules for harvesting glamour are very vague about dice pool, just like whatever feels appropriate to what you're doing. In this instance, I feel like empathy and either presence or manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
I want to angle for presence because it's higher.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, you said that you were being genuine, so I think presence is fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're smitten too, so sure.
Yeah,
I guess
Oof.
you get
all the
the mutual swooning,
all the
or does it not
glamour.
matter? Are you full?
So much glamour.
So, yeah, Rachel kind of like gives you like a kiss on each cheek. It's like, okay, well, see you later.
Oh, that's right. I have Fair Harvest too. That's supposed to be wrote. Means I need to roll 4 more dice. Hey, I got the exceptional. I'm happy.
Is there a specific thing that happens with an exceptional on the glamour harvesting?
I'm reading that now. Oh, that's reaping. I'm not reaping. Or no, that's here we go. Harvest. Nope. Nothing specific.
Okay, great. So you guys make your way outside of the cafe onto the main streets of Bristol. There are not too many cars going by, quite a few buses every now and again. It's reasonably crowded, a lot of foot traffic. There's a couple of tramps like right outside the cafe, just kind of to one side, past the outdoor seating areas, and yeah, Calypso starts sort of like walking along, and she's like, "Yeah, so one of the reasons why I wanted to set you up is it's quite dangerous in Bristol. We've got a lot of loyalists. I guess that's what they call themselves."
Loyalists to whom?
Their daddies, the keepers, the whole kind of um, Arcadia paradigm, really. We try and do what we can, but it's probably better if we all just die.
I think I have other plans. Perhaps some use can be made of these loyalists.
As you say, there's a pretty price on their head, I can tell you that.
And is there aught else that we should know about the city? Or how it is that uh, we should best fit in, get along, not attract undue attention.
Sure, yeah, good question. So, let's see. Well, Bristol's kind of uh, a crossroads, a conflux. So, a lot of variety, lot of hedges, lots of members of supernatural society, so that's a thing, yeah. Don't go to Wales, you'll get eaten alive, literally. Don't go south any further, you'll get eaten alive, figuratively. Um, you'll be expected to join a court. We'll have like a ball, and you'll meet all of the kings and queens, and they'll sing their suppers to you, and so on and so forth. It's all kind of pointless, but it's something to do when you're not scraping by.
So we will be expected to uh, make our presence known at some or all of these courts.
It depends on the leaders. Some of them will beckon you to them. Ash will probably just drop in kind of randomly, and it depends. We don't really have a lot of. It's very ad hoc.
I see. Oh, and what is the situation with Dave? He seemed to be maintaining that this was his city.
Yes, although he hates saying though, I love Dave. He's great. His brain is just he really listens, and I don't just mean he hears the words you say. He actually tries to pass, to comprehend the things you say in a way that no one else quite does. I love Dave. He's great.
I see. Uh, and the tone when he says "I see" is like uh, it's not quite pitying, but there I guess there's like just the slightest tone of like pitying condescension. Um, whether deserved or not. Uh,
So after you walk along for about 5 minutes or so, you guys find yourself stood outside. Telepathic heights. This is the squat that has been given to you during your time here for now. Calypso turns to it and she's like, well, stinks of piss, as I said, but so does Paris, and that's nice. Um, it's pretty well defended, so you definitely be safe in there. I really wouldn't recommend sleeping anywhere else, but that's up to you guys. And yeah, have fun. Call me if you need me, and yeah, we'll be in touch about the courts and all that. Try not to go cripplingly insane in the meantime. And yeah, you're kind of left outside of this abandoned building. She shows you like where you can sneak in and stuff. And I am just going to go to the loo. So please survey the grounds and plot amongst yourselves while I am momentarily away.
okay. Mhm.
No, I'm just wondering. Okay.
I mean, I think Paige reacts to this building with like her jaw open and her eyes more open. And probably once Calypso leaves, Paige just like turns around and goes back to the cafe.
Yeah.
Like, no. I don't
Yeah. I
want to
mean,
live in a house that looks like somebody painted it while having a hedge dream.
yeah, like out of character, I'm sure that this is the safe place to stay, and the wise place to put our roots down for now. But yeah, well, well, I think that we may both or all uh, have to find out the hard way that it's the right place to stay.
Finding things out the hard way just means you get more beats,
Okay, cool.
as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, and on that note, I am new to beats, so if you feel you should have a beat, please ask for one.
Yeah, what I've been doing in our mage game so far is just like at the end of every scene, doing a quick once over of the list of like what you get beats from, and see if any of them applied that scene. Because they're all like you only get one per source per scene, unless you did it so hard that the storyteller is like, oh yeah, okay, you deserve two. But just like doing it twice doesn't accomplish that by default. Just have to see if I.
So like at the end of the introduction to this place, I would just like, this place doesn't seem safe. Doesn't look. Why are we staying here? And why are you taking us here? Like to Calypso?
Um, so it's safe because of magic, and I'm taking you here because you know, Dave called me, and I really like Dave, and you know, we're supposed to help out other changelings in the Freehold. I mean, it's not like I bear you some great love. It's just my job, I guess.
Well, good of you to offer such lovely accommodation. Uh,
I think Paige hasn't managed to figure out how to close her jaw again after encountering this artwork, for lack of a better term.
But no, this place is it is of legend. It is within the God, how to describe this? It's within the mindscape of Bristol. There's focal points in Bristol that have gained a lore to them, and this is one of them. We've built on that foundation, and so honestly, it's completely safe against most incursions. You know, other than just man's breaking in, but
well, I believe I have some matters to attend to. Uh, I will be uh, in touch, as they say.
okay. Well, just to let you know, the spring ball will be on the 20th of next month. Um, so that's kind of the sort of deadline for you all to kind of shit or get off the pot. So yeah, your problems are not my problems, but I do care about your problems.
Okay.
Kind of.
So what do we know about the corpse?
Gee, I suppose, very little. You can do me a roll to see if you've heard talk of them during your time in Arcadia.
Okay.
Or at least in the hedge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That be wits and occult?
I think it would be intelligence because you're like drawing from memory.
Okay.
Dudes.
And I want to say you're rolling at a penalty because it's kind of obscure, but apparently that's no longer a thing in the game.
Aha!
So yeah, like a very basic rundown of the
I don't.
of the courts.
Oh, let me.
Which would you like me to relay to you, or do you feel that you've got it yourself?
Well, okay. I have some impression from reading parts of the book while doing character construction, but it is totally easily possible that I've missed something crucial. So by all means, go ahead.
Well, there is a lot of variance to the court, like courts in different freeholds will be run differently, but they're run on a rough pattern where spring is to do with the idea that one, kind of emotions are the battery for your powers, and two, you're very lucky to be free and alive. So both the reveling in of emotions and the practical use of them is kind of the jam of spring. Summer is kind of warlike. It doesn't necessarily translate to fighting, but kind of like pomp and heraldry, and kind of like grandiose of war. That's kind of summer. Autumn, I always felt is summed up really well by Fight Fire with Fire. I feel that's kind of them in a nutshell. And then winter is spooky, scary skeletons.
Oh, okay.
Or highly
Though-
sneaky, sneaky snake.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say spooky might be more Autumn's deal because their fear is their
Yeah,
emotion.
yeah. I was under the impression that autumn was sort of fear oriented, and winter was
There's also
sorrow.
I guess the like societal, like they kind of fill almost a branch of government type role where like spring are the ones that sort of take care of home and hearth, summer are the warriors, autumn are like the magicians and the espionage folks, and then winter like keep everything hidden.
So would we say then the winter are the sad skeletons?
Sad little skeletons. Moping in the cold.
I am intensely debating opting to make that a dramatic failure, but I don't want to like actively slow down my joining a court process.
So I would go and open the door.
Cool. So the front door is like boarded up, but you're shown round the back. There's like a thing you can climb up to like sneak in through a window.
Okay. So yeah, I do.
Cool. There's like a ladder, so I'm not going to make you do an athletics check. Yeah, you go in there. It does indeed stink of piss. It mainly seems the carpets. A lot of them have been pissed on. But as you start to explore a bit, there's a few rooms that don't have carpets that have been torn up, and they don't smell of piss, so that's nice. There's little bits of litter, like like crisp packets and beer cans and stuff, but it's not like filthy. There's no like shit on the walls or anything. If you've ever been in a squat, it's a pretty standard squat.
Can't say as I have. And Paige doesn't
so-
want to find out what a standard squat looks like. So she is, I think, as soon like did Calypso just sort of leave after she gave us instructions, or?
Yeah, she kind of like went to leave, and then there was a question, so then she kind of like stayed, and now she's kind of doing the I'm leaving unless I get a signal from someone that they're gonna ask me a question.
Yeah, Paige just sort of continues standing there, mouth agape, until until Calypso is gone, and then turns around and goes back to the cafe.
Okay. And
Cool.
I'll peek inside and sort of say to myself, well, I suppose it is a fallback. And then I'll drift off into the the pedestrian traffic. I'm not sure if I've been in search of food or like glamour food, or if I'm gonna try and reconnect with my past tragically and have that fail. But sadly, especially since we started a bit late, I need to zip. I need to have a dentist
It's a good
appointment.
point, Brendan.
Now, thank you. So, Spook, thank you for running. I'm looking forward to digging into this and Sal Hunt. It's a pleasure. I'm again looking forward to exploring this together.
Indeed.
Yes,
Does anybody have any shout outs, anything like that?
shoutouts? No.
Okay. So I will be back. I guess both I and Spook will be back on Saturday at noon Pacific for some sort of game. We had I don't know whether it'll be.
I had a thing. We should play Rista's game.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Do you know
I
what?
think
Does this mean anything? Did that sentence mean anything to you?
Maybe you should tell me.
Roll20's Andrew at Commuting Crow has made like a magical girl blades hack or something, and
Mm-hmm.
it sounds hacky infinity like all over.
Yeah, I have played it before. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool. Oh well, we'll see. But yeah, that was my only thing. I know you've got to go have your face drilled, so I'll stop talking.
Okay, enjoy. Bye, everybody. If you enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And yeah, take it easy, everybody.
Bye.